Welcome back. Today we are taking a look into snowdrops. So I do have three varieties of snowdrops right in front of me, one being the giant snowdrop, we've got the double snowdrop, and the single snowdrop. There are many other varieties, and I mean thousands of different varieties. And I've really come to enjoy these guys a lot. In fact, we did grow snowdrops for the first time, I want to say last year, and we got to see them for the first time in January of all times of year. And the first variety that we started growing was the double snowdrops. They looked absolutely fantastic. I think we have some footage of that for you. But this year, we are going to be growing two new varieties, one being the single snowdrops and the other being the giant snowdrop. And if you are unfamiliar with snowdrops, there are thousands of varieties. In fact, they're kind of a collector's item for some. Now, for these, I think these guys are relatively different from each other, so it's going to be nice to find these in different areas, or you can place them together maybe one year, but perhaps not this year. So here's what the snowdrop looks like. It's relatively small, and when you place them in ground, you probably want to go around like 4 inches deep, if not a little bit deeper, maybe 5 inches. And despite what the internet tells you about how snowdrops kind of grow slowly, at least in my experience here, I did put one bulb in ground, and it tended to spread that first year. Like, it actually became a clump, which I was actually pretty surprised, as I didn't put multiple bulbs in a hole. But I think this year, to make sure that they spread a little bit quicker, we'll put 2 bulbs in each hole so that they don't get lonely. Since we don't have much experience with the single snowdrops, I don't know how they're going to turn out, so we'll probably put these guys in 2 per hole, and possibly, we already planted this anyways, and we did use 1 hole per bulb since they were extra large. I wish I would have took some video of that, because they looked far different from the variety you're seeing here. They were just 2 times the height. So first things first, I do want to place the single snowdrops right beneath this Ijama Sanago, Japanese maple tree. I think it's a perfect place to have them. This is a kind of shaded area. I'm going to place 2 per hole, and you can see just how deep we made the hole. It's around what looks like 3 inches deep. Maybe we'll go a little bit further. So now we look just around right. This hole is a little over 4 inches deep, which means the bulb will be buried at least 2 inches. We'll put about 2 bulbs for the hole and kind of dart them about this Ijama Sanago, hoping they kind of colonize the area. And all I'm doing is just making little holes with my hori-hori knife. It pretty much gets the job done. I could bring the bulb auger in here, but I think it's unnecessary since these don't need to be placed too deep. So when it comes to snowdrops, I don't really expect 100% of them to come up, which as you can see, we got all the holes dug. But the reason why I don't expect them to come up is because a percentage of them will be eaten by probably squirrels or other things that are looking for them, as they are kind of favorited amongst certain critters. And I know this because last year some of them were being dug up and I'd watched them get dragged away. But anyhow, I'm gonna get these in ground and we'll wait till spring to see just how they turn out, as I pretty much expect some things to show up. Maybe not everything, but a big percentage of it at least. Make sure that you're placing these pointy side up, This just helps with them sprouting, especially if you accidentally place them too deep. They will make their way up much easier that way. And let's place them down and in. I think what I'll also do is add in a bit of these crocus here. These guys are the yellow mammoth. They kind of show up, I think, in March. So by the time the snowdrops have flowered, we're going to get some more color, but it's going to be a orange color, if not along with the snowdrops. So either way, we'll have something. All in all, there is about 36 crocus of the yellow mammoth that we are placing in this area, and they're kind of just scattered about. I think once spring does come, this is going to be a nice little area to visit. I think so. But let's get planting, and hopefully things do turn out all right this coming spring. Which I don't really have too much time since I have to get going. But these guys are going to be placed around 4 inches deep, and there's not going to be much to it other than that. And we'll just move on to the next snowdrop so I can show you where I place those. While placing these, I realized I also put some other bulbs here. They look like crocus, and if anything, these might be pickwick crocus, so it looks like we'll have a mix of pickwick as well as the yellow mammoth here. Whoops, it's okay. Either way, I think it's going to be a nice combination. So now that we got everything planted, here's what that area looks like prior to things showing up, and I can't wait till spring. As for the double snowdrop Galanthus Flore Pleno, we will be placing them throughout the small little woodland section. We did put some in last year, and again, it's probably what I shown earlier in the video, and they looked fantastic. So I think just adding some to the area is all I need to do. Which we're gonna do this real nice and simple, and just dig a small hole, drop it in, and move to the next, or let's add 2 in to each hole. So if everything goes as planned, we should have a really lovely woodland-esque garden here. And don't mind the dirty hands. We didn't put on gloves today. We'll just wash when we get indoors. By the way, today's count for the doubles is going to be around 21 bulbs in ground. We're going to call it for today. And here's what things look like. I know it's pretty hard to see because of the sun. But yes, this is what things look like prior to spring bulbs as well as winter bulbs arrival. So we'll revisit once it is time so we can see the changes. But alright guys, I will see you in the next video, which may or may not include all of these bulbs here, which are a combination of tulips as well as daffodils, and different varieties at that. So can't wait to see you then. Peace.